I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of carnivore, keto, and counting calories. I reached my goal in November of 2022. Right now, I'm doing an experiment with being carnivore-ish and counting calories. If you want to see the results, stick around and subscribe, and we can see how it goes. Don't forget to click the like button. Good morning. So I was kind of pilfering around in my freezer last night, and I have these two family size packs of boneless, skinless chicken. One of them was 15, one was 13. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make these up this weekend. I don't need them, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, but I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to leave a few out. I saw Laura Spath do something that looked pretty good. Hang on, what's that? Oh. Except I forgot my bag. So hold on, let me get this going. Gotta have a bag, Alright. It's meal prep day, and I don't need all the extra dishes on meal prep day. Alright, because if the bag doesn't break, oh man, it's beautiful. You just wipe it out with the Ziploc, or with the bleach wipe. But if it does break, then you just rinse it out and wash it, but still. Alright, so I'm going to go bland today. When bland, I mean I'm not going to season these today. I usually season my chicken, but I really want to not season it. And so yeah, I'm just going to, sometimes I open them whenever I season them, and sometimes these little things, because it's funny, they look like a little fist. They're like this, and you can open them up, because inside is where, I'll show you. Inside, when you flip it over, again, these are boneless, skinless. Inside is where they pulled out the bone. So, but they fold them up nice and neat and put them back in here. I wonder if a human does it or if it's a machine that does it. Does anybody know? You know, I wonder weird things. And no, I know I can Google it, but no, I don't want to Google it, because my hands are goofy and I don't feel like asking my Alexa. So I'm just being stubborn and asking, because I know there's some of you people that actually know things, and you can explain it in a way that Terry can understand. Sometimes Alexa gets a little too uppity. All right, I want to save out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me see. I want to save out about 6 good pieces. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They're still frozen, so I'm just going to leave them on this and put this back in the refrigerator. Because these, I want to, like I said, I was watching Laura Spath, and she skillet fried hers. And like I said, hers had skin on them. But anyway, so there. That's all I'm going to do with my chicken this morning. Again, I know I always season it up. But half the time, I can't even taste the seasoning. So I have to add more. Because, it makes such a good broth. I'm going to add a little bit of, hang on. I'm going to get a little bit of water to put in here. Hang on. It's about a cup of water. And that's all I do. Water in my meat. And there we go. Now we'll see you whenever, I don't know how many hours. Like I got that little, that furry 5K 1 mile fun walk that I'm doing with Callie. So it's 6 o'clock right now. It's 6:06. So I'll tell you whatever time it gets done. It'll be sometime today. Whenever I do them like just this many, it takes longer than if I do just one package. But yeah, I'll get back to you. Every time I come in here to record. Every time. He just has to make his presence known. He's a Cersei boy, guys. He's a Cersei boy, and he wants to make sure you hear him in the videos. So it's 11:30 right now, and I poked the chicken, and it looked like it was done. Like I took a fork, and I just kind of twisted in it. Let me just stick one right in here. See, it looks like it's done. So I'm going to pull this out. Now, since I did not season it, this would make great broth, great chicken broth. if you need broth for some kind of something. But I have a lot of broth in my freezer, so I personally don't need any broth right now. But if you do, if you do, save it and use it for broth. Just give me just a second here. Have a little fight with this plastic. Alrighty. But let me show you something. Dry as a bone, nothing in there. So, what I do is, because it's clean and because I do use the bags, you know, every time, I take a bleach wipe. Not typically this early, but that's all right. It's gonna burn me. Just scald me. But I run a bleach wipe in there, and then I can go ahead and put this away. And I can actually wipe this counter off because a little bit spilled out. That's all right. That's all right. All right. So let me get this crock pot out of the way and I'll be right back. I do wash the lid though, because, you know, the steam from the chicken comes up, and so I definitely wash the lid. Now again, if you're somebody who needs some broth, you hold on to this broth, okay? I'm going to do with it what I always do. I'm going to chuck it out into the front yard. So I'm going to take this and set this in my sink, and I'll chuck this in the front yard, and I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can chop it up with this a little bit better. So I usually get people that ask me, Terri, why don't you save your broth? When you meal prep as often as I do, I bet you I have about 4 or 5 chicken broths in my freezer, as well as 4 or 5 beef broths in my freezer. I have about 8 or 10 tallow fat, you know, that I can use for cooking, and that's the big jars of it. So over the years, you know, I've been meat-based, meat-focused. Even when I was keto and counting calories, I've always been meat-focused. You know, I always wanted meat to be a prime thing for me, because it's just how my body needed with PCOS. I need to have, you know, I need fewer carbohydrates. So for me, I've been meat-based since 2019. And before that, I did it for about a year in 2017. So anyway, my point is, since I've been doing this so long, I have a whole lot of broth and a whole lot of beef broth, a whole lot of chicken broth, a whole lot of you name it, I got it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour and let this cool down. So that way when we put it in Ziploc bags, I don't want it to, you know, I don't want to melt the bags. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it cool down pretty quick, and I'll be back. You know, as I make this, and I wanted to say some things you can do with this. You can put in some Greek yogurt with it and some seasonings and have like a chicken salad. You could make some of those coffles that I've made in the past with the eggs and some kind of chicken. You can put this on it, in it to make those, and then put some chicken salad on it. You can, oh my goodness, you can use this for who knows what, all kinds of stuff. But you know, chopped chicken, pulled apart chicken, it's shredded, that's the right word. Shredded chicken is really good for so many different things. So I don't always keep it in my refrigerator, but I need some serious salt. I don't always keep it in my refrigerator or freezer, but it's a good thing to have around. So, and since I was kind of cleaning out my freezer, that's why we did those 2 packs. All right, we'll come back and pack it up in a little while. So before I go on and get it all weighed out, I want to know how much this chicken weighs. Like just the chicken itself. So to do so, I'm going to dump out the chicken. I'm going to weigh my little container here. It might be off like a few little grams, but I don't care. We're going to zero it out because now we want to know how many ounces of chicken I actually am working with here. So just a second. Let me kind of work this back in. That chopper did a really good job, man. I'm quite impressed with it. I only use it for ground beef usually, but that really broke things up very well. All right, so we're looking at 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. Hang on just a second. I want to look at grams. So 1639. So this is just me doing math, trying to figure out how many portions I can get. 1639. 1639. 1 ounce is 28 grams. So, Ziggy, 9 times 28.
9 times 28 is
252. So, well, I could have done, Ziggy, 1600 divided by 9.
1,600 divided by 9 is approximately 177.7778.
Well, that's dumb. Oh, Ziggy, 1639 divided by 250. Shut up.
61,639 divided by 250 is 246.556.
Well, that ain't right. That don't make no sense. So if I have 1,639 total grams and 9 ounces, Ziggy, what's 9 times 28?
9 times 28 is 252.
Have I been saying something wrong, y'all? All right. I know this is painful to watch, but you're just going to have to deal with. Ziggy, 1639 divided by 250.
1,639 divided by 250 is 6.556.
There we go. 6. I don't know what I asked. Y'all just be quiet. So 6.5 servings if it was 9 ounces. Well, Ziggy, 1639 divided by 8.
1,639 divided by 8 is 204.875.
So 204. No. Ziggy. 28 times 8. Ziggy. 28 times 8.
28 times 8 is 224.
Ziggy. 1639 divided by 224.
1,639 divided by 224 is approximately 7.317.
I guess we'll just do 6 servings of 9 ounces. Yes, I'm sure that was probably painful for you. So what did I say? I don't know how many. I said 6 9 ounce servings, and then there'll be a little left over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll grab a little sandwich one for whatever's left over. Be right back. Alright, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to zero this out and pull the chicken out and put it into here. It's been in the refrigerator for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead, well, I'll do it by grams. Because she said it was 250 grams for 9 ounces. So we'll just pull out till I see 250 grams. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill each one of these up with 250 grams. Wait a minute, let's just see how that works. Let's make sure that that's right. So let me zero it out. Set it on there. I mean, I know that's right for that part, but poop, I went too far past ounces. 9 ounces. All right, so that is what the girl's going to do. I'm going to zero it out, and I'm going to do 250. And then wait a minute. Zero it out, and then I'm going to do 250. So sometimes it's funny. It's almost like it halfway zeroes it out. Like that, it should have zeroed it out all the way, but it zeroed it out to like 130 something. It's just funny how things are. But anyway, so that's my plan, is I'm going to go ahead and get these and I'll show you how many we make. I'll be back. Alright, so here's my 9 ounces of chicken. I just want to point out, when I eat chicken, I definitely add more to it. Chicken is not something that keeps me full for very long. It's a very lean something or other. And so, something or other. It's a very lean meat. So if you're doing carnivore or even keto and, you find that, you get hungry real fast and whatever, chicken is definitely not a fatty meat. Even though it's thighs, it's still not fatty compared to beef. So, you still may have to supplement with some butter or some kind of fat. So I just want to point that out with you. Because just because I'm doing lower calorie and I have some meals that are leaner, doesn't mean that you need to. Please know that we are all individuals. And, we all kind of have to go along and do what works for us. And so, yeah, I just want to make sure I say that up front because we all have different needs. And just because right now this is my need doesn't mean it is what my needs are going to be in about 6 months. So we ended up with 6 9-ounce servings and 1 4-ounce servings. And that is what I'm doing, some shredded chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss this in the freezer so they can freeze up in this shape. And then what I do is I pull things out of the freezer about 4 days ahead of time. So that way I take today and then I shift them around and add another one straight from the freezer. And so anyway, I just kind of have a rotation going. So that's going to be my chicken.